Any of those? Okay, that one. It's done with different techniques. First, the shape of the birds made with lamp work and then incorporated into the Pâte mold. With the bronze sculpture, you can just bang on it to break the mold and the contents will survive. But in this case, it's glass inside, so you have to take it off very carefully. The Inuit have adopted very well. They did have carvings and so on because of the long winters. Well, they had to do something. And they do have sort of oral literature too, as a result. And a lot of things like dancing, music. The more southern people, the Cree, who, around this area up north, I think it was a subsistence living all the time. We're nomadic. I think the whole of Canada was like that, very much. It's much better, and as a nation as a whole, than the time I came. For one thing I was very upset about Canada when I first came was there were no bookstores. And in those days, one or two, you had to seek them out. That was hard. We are much richer in that way. When I came to Canada first, it wasn't like that. A lot of these immigrants, like myself, they brought those things too. Its culture is weird. But I think you have to have some sort of excess time.
Canada gets to see what Romania is about, and it also gives a chance to the Romanians to reconnect with their roots on one hand and also pass down the traditions to their kids.
Language is not a real barrier for the artist because, visual arts you can see. One part of my heart belongs to, of course, Turkey. It's like this bird patterns, that flowers and that tulips. But these women looks very Western. They're emotional, they're sad. I would like to collect all these feelings in my canvas. I like Emily Carr. She's different for me from the group of seven. Her personality, because she had to fight with the other group members because she was a woman. They a little bit isolated her from the group. She added herself to group later on, but at the first she has to struggle with them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 1, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it might be quicker. 1, 2. Yeah, that makes more sense. Tell me when. Do you want me to tell you who I am too? Maybe?
Absolutely.
Rudy Ben Youssef. I'm the choreographer, instructor, trainer of the group Churumuru. We are Venezuelans, but we do our style of music in Canada. In the past 6 years, we had amazing response from the public. We don't have any breaks. It's so sensitive that you can mix political issues with entertainment issues. If we would like to entertain the public and to make them understand that we're not only about problems, we're also about having fun, we have to keep doing what we're doing.
I'm just thinking not only make money. We need money, but it's not only about this. It's just to pull your voice out and connect with more people. E sabe reinar, e reina minha rainha, que só vem de coroar. E reina, e sabe reinar, e reina minha rainha, que só vem de coroar. Dá teu coração e segue a navegar. Vai e vem e vai comigo a dançar. I think the chance to live here in Canada, it really changed my point of view about life. To have time to search for my things, although we know that we have to search every time to the thing that we believe. Ah man, you arrive, you have to work, you don't know a lot of people, and you want to express yourself. I joined the coalition, I was invited to join, so I feel better because I have other horizons.
It's called Struggle.
In that particular piece, it was combining digital imagery with old-fashioned petit point stitching. You can take a digital image in a split second and capture an image. And on the other side, it took me 2 months to reproduce it with stitching. The technology today is always advancing, and look and see what we're leaving behind. It's called iPod. It's called Nest. Made out of wires stripped from a computer motherboard. And a beautiful egg here, representing humankind, actually made of hair. So again, we're combining, you know, a human element and technology. Art, especially my art, comes from the subconscious. It can't help but be influenced by all the experiences you've had in your life, because you can't stop it from coming through. It just does. You know, it doesn't say Egypt or Canada. It certainly does speak about history. Look, my works are dark, and at least this one is, and it's been dark outside. What can I say? You need to have something to say, and you have to be willing to say it, and you have to be willing to put it up and let other people see it. That's what art is.
Living mosaic. Living mosaic. Living mosaic. As a commandment to those who accumulate in accounts and tune the fate just to pounce on new markets and investments, to consume in excess, and given to the temptress that is the five senses, and given to reluctance when asked to borrow 10, when a man with none will give you one. So don't take the rich in vain, or tie your judgment to chains, or shame for those rabid moguls. Make room for those who manifest tears and actions of gold against the grain, and train their smiles to stain their faces against the pain. Be delighted. As a commandment to those who put their love on layaway, and they groom it for tomorrow, hoping it won't fade away. But what the young, pure, and crazy saves to live for the day, with so much love we give it away. For that light that I speak of is that limitless light of enlightenment that lights up the eternal light of this heart. So with this delight, this room, your hearts, our minds, can never be dark. Thank you very much. I hope you guys
There's photos that I've taken of different movie stars. I took pictures at the Montreal World Film Festival for years. Photographed him, and he really knows how to pose. It was great. He was very nice to me. This is a picture of Leonard Cohen. It was at the World Film Festival, one of the parties in Old Montreal. And he was always very nice, very friendly. Yeah, I really liked him. Richard Dreyfuss, when he was in Duddy Kravitz, The Apprenticeship of Duddy Kravitz. For one of my films, stunt people, about the Fourniers, there's stunt people who do stunts for film. My opening speech was, before tonight, my only claim to fame is that I sometimes look like Woody Allen. So the whole audience just broke out laughing. If you come from the States, people don't really think of you that much as an immigrant. When I was first living here, was living on 25 cents a day, and I still had some of the same struggles, had to get a work permit, didn't know anyone. It was still the same kind of thing. I think it's important for people to meet other people, and because you have this coalition, now that's the greatest opportunity. And I've seen notices about music where you can go and hear music from different countries. There's different performers. Now they're trying to help people get employment. You can't do everything alone. When I decided to stay in Montreal, one of my French friends, who was an artist, said, well, you can stay in my studio. But if I didn't have that, it would have been so much harder. So I think it's important to meet people and then try to accept that they can help you.